Hi, this is Carmen Isais. I wanted to post a quick follow-up to the Create Your Own Crisis video that I published earlier this week. I wanted to talk about the backstory to that video, to those first couple videos in fact, because they were perfect examples of exactly how one can create a crisis in their life to break through fear, to get ahead, to make giant leaps forward. In case you haven't listened to that video yet, please go ahead and visit my website at carmenisais.com or follow the link that I will put somewhere around here so you can take a look at that video, download the accompanying activity, and have some context for the backstory that I'm about to share with you. Great. So the backstory to that video is that about a year ago, I decided that I wanted to put together some video for my existing website. And I kept coming up with reasons why I couldn't get started. Sometimes it had to do with finances, I didn't have the right equipment, or I didn't have the right space, or I was too busy. Meanwhile, my practice continues to flourish, and then I was, quite frankly, successful. My practice is pretty much full, and then the rationale was, well, why would I go do this new marketing thing that I'm not even really sure would work when my practice is filled up anyway? And luckily, I have a big mouth. So I'm telling my clients throughout the year of this plan, and I'm telling my family and husband. Of course, what happens is that at some point, they start to hold me accountable. They start to ask me questions such as, well, whatever happened to those videos you wanted to do? Or maybe an old client would email me and ask, where can I find those videos you had talked about once? So I highly suggest that as a technique to reach your goals, is tell everybody your plans and have them hold you accountable. Because ultimately, that's what began to happen with me, and I didn't seem to have any good reasons anymore. I realized at some point that I was doing exactly what some of my clients do, and that was I was creating a story. I was creating a story as to why I had not followed through with this intent, the creation of the videos. So once that came into my awareness, I had no option but to follow through. And what I did was exactly what I do with my clients. I decided to create my own crisis. I decided to book a weekend, unreasonable circumstances in Sea Ranch, so there was money involved, where that weekend was it. I was going to have to come out of that weekend with videos or not. And the or not was just simply not an option, because not only had I booked it in a very short amount of time, I also added unreasonable conditions such as bringing my 5 children and grandfather and an aunt who was visiting along with us, told everybody what the intent was. Because of the money factor, I was either going to be able to create these videos and write it off or not, so that was substantial. So off we head to Sea Ranch, and it's beautiful. And there's the beach, a great distraction. We're harvesting mussels, cooking like crazy, and watching tons of Ingmar Bergman films, which is my favorite, and no videos are done yet. Fast forward to the very last day we're there. We were only there for 3 days. Fast forward to the very last day we're there, and half of my family is already packed up and heading into town for their last hurrah. I decide to ask my 2 eldest, Diego and Ana, to stay behind, to stay back and help me set up, wind-blown, no makeup, and harried from trying to pack myself that morning. I just shoot the videos. Somewhere along the way, somewhere in the middle of the second video, that thing happened, and I just felt it drop away. I felt it drop away, that fear. And I'm talking, and I feel my breath, and I feel authentic, and I'm absolutely there. And just like that, I know that I've leapt from that place from no longer to not yet to absolutely arrived. And when I got home and started to look at the raw footage on the videos, I almost laughed at just how ridiculous it was that out of all this fear of being conscious, my self-consciousness around the camera, that the first videos I would produce have me just absolutely disheveled and, quite frankly, a little unkept. But that's okay. And I know, in fact, that producing and publishing the videos exactly as they were was exactly what I needed to do. Exactly what I needed to do to push through that barrier of fear, to push through. That was the crisis. And now it's over. And I've learned something out of it. And I'm much more at ease. And there are still pieces of that self-consciousness that come up. And if I wasn't just a little bit afraid every time I turned on that camera, then maybe it wouldn't give me the energy to push through. So here we are. That's my backstory. And I'm sharing it with you so you can understand how it is that this concept is practiced in everyday life, and how, in fact, I had to practice that concept in my own life just to get the message to you. So thanks for hanging in there with me, and if you have any questions about how this can play out in your life, please feel free to contact me directly at carmenisais.com. Thanks.